Assalamu alaikum. My name is Labbi, and in today's video, I will tell you the story of Prophet Dawood alayhi salam. The story of Prophet Dawood alayhi salam follows the story of Musa alayhi salam. From the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, we learned how the Banu Israel escaped from Egypt and were left wandering in the desert around Palestine. Dawood alayhi salam was of the people of Banu Israel when he was still very young. He joined the army of Banu Israel, who were planning to fight the people of Jerusalem so that they could enter the Holy Land and live there. At that time, the people of Jerusalem were a strong and battle-hardened group of people called the Philistines. The Banu Israel were scared of fighting the Philistines. They had only a few hundred soldiers on their side, and the Philistines' army had thousands. The leader of the Philistines' army was a huge and fierce, strong man called the Dawood or Goliath. The Banu Israel were terrified when they saw Dawood's strength and size. But Dawood alayhi salam was incredibly brave, even though he was still so young. He stepped forward and said, "I will fight Dawood." The leader of the army said, "You are too young." He was reluctant to let Dawood alayhi salam fight Dawood, and asked his soldiers if anyone else would volunteer. When no one else stepped forward, the leader finally agreed to let Dawood alayhi salam fight Dawood. When Dawood saw Dawood alayhi salam come towards him, he exclaimed, "I will not fight such a young man and weak boy." Dawood alayhi salam had no sword or spear, not even a shield. He only had a slingshot as a weapon. He prayed to Allah and asked for his help. Then he was ready to fight. Dawood alayhi salam loaded the slingshot with a small stone. He pulled the sling back as far as it would go, aimed and released it. The small stone went through, zooming through the air, and hit Dawood directly on his forehead. Dawood fell to the ground with a thunderous noise, dead. A young boy armed with nothing but a slingshot and a small stone asked for Allah's help and defeated the mighty warrior Dawood, leader of the Philistines. The Banu Israel then fought the Philistine army and won the battle. Even though they had fewer soldiers, Dawood alayhi salam and his family and friends finally entered the blessed city of Jerusalem. Years later, Allah blessed Dawood alayhi salam with something wonderful. He made Dawood alayhi salam a prophet and the king of Jerusalem. Dawood alayhi salam was sent special messages from Allah. These messages are called revelations, and all the revelations were put together in a book called the Zabur. Allah also blessed Dawood alayhi salam with a beautiful and melodious voice. When he would recite the Zabur and glorify Allah, even the animals and birds would gather around him to listen and join in. Dawood alayhi salam had other blessings from Allah. He was renowned for his great wisdom and ability to judge between people when they had disagreements. Another gift from Allah to Dawood alayhi salam was that when he held hard metal in his hand, it became soft and he could bend it any way he liked. Dawood alayhi salam was the king of Jerusalem for 40 years. During his time, there was peace between the different tribes who lived in Palestine. Towards the end of his life, Dawood alayhi salam started to rebuild Masjid al-Aqsa. The blessed masjid had first been built by Adam alayhi salam after he had built the Kaaba in Mecca. After many years, Masjid al-Aqsa lay in ruins and was rebuilt by Ibrahim alayhi salam. After generations, when Dawood alayhi salam was king of Jerusalem, Masjid al-Aqsa was again in need of rebuilding. Rebuilding al-Aqsa was a huge project, and sadly Dawood alayhi salam passed away before he could complete. Dawood alayhi salam's son, Sulaiman alayhi salam, who continued the work and completed rebuilding Masjid al-Aqsa. Dawood alayhi salam lived to be 100 years old and was buried in Jerusalem, though no one is sure where. May Allah's peace be upon him. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share and subscribe for more content. Allah Hafiz and see you in the next video.